Hey guys, Johnny Alchemy here. Thanks so much again for tuning into my channel. Today we have a pick a card reading. This is going to be messages from the universe. What do I need to know right now for the month of December 2023? As you can see, we have three piles here. The one on the left is an opaline. The one in the middle is a black kyanite. The one on the right is going to be a turquoise. So I will leave links for each pile in the description box and comments down below. But I would like for you to focus on each pile, maybe even pause the video, take a few deep breaths and center yourself. And when you're ready, choose the pile that resonates with you the most, and I will talk to you soon. Thanks. Hello, so for those of you who chose pile number one, this reading is going to be for you. So this is just going to be a general pick a card reading, lots of fun, hopefully. I know tarot can sometimes have messages for us we may not want to hear, but it's all for the good, all for the better. So with that being said, just take what resonates, leave the rest, all that fun and good stuff. So let's move on and let's see. So for here, okay, here I see number one, talking about love. For some of us here, I also see a Leo here talking about the Strength card reversed as well. There could be some of you who chose pile number one. You may have some strife or struggles when it comes to love. Could be a breakup, could be a separation, cutting ties, etc. But also it could be self-love as well, talking about a personal reading, all that type of stuff. Talking about healing as well. So whatever pain you may have experienced from the past, whether it be a separation or otherwise, just in general, any type of blockages when it comes to self-love or self-care. There's something here where it's saying with this Two of Cups reverse where you may be trying to go deeper into that journey, where you may be trying to find self-love and healing from past pain. I also mentioned that, as I said, I pulled that Leo card, the Strength card here in reversed. So here it's saying the same thing. It's like from this past pain, from anywhere where you're trying to find self-love, it's kind of like you're trying to find that strength from within. As you go deep into the waters of our emotions, as that goes, you're going to come across really raw emotions, very deep emotions. With this Leo card, we're talking about our animalistic, instinctual emotions. So there, things get very deep, very messy. I totally get it. But here I can see that in your present moment that you are learning a big life lesson, this being a major arcana card, saying that you will learn how to navigate your emotions and how to figure out what makes sense for you in terms of self-love and how to make yourself more available and to heal from past love, past trauma, past situations that just didn't work out for you or didn't turn out the way that you wanted. And that may have caused some pain. So here, as I said, with that Strength card in reverse, you are going to be facing those very deep, raw emotions, and you will learn how to tame those emotions. Let me turn this up for the upright real quick. For that Strength card, it's saying that you will learn how to tame the beast, not by forcing it, not by doing anything where you're trying to control it or be forceful at all. It's saying that you're doing it through a caring and more patient type of love. So here, as you can see, this divine feminine woman, she's literally putting her hand in the lion's mouth, and the lion is being submissive to her. And she's not doing it by force. She's doing it because it's something that she is practicing, something that she is doing. She's doing purposefully and consciously. And by doing so, she is taming that beast. And how is she taming it? With patience, persistence, love, all of those types of things. So this type of strength is not type of the physical masculine energy type of strength. It's talking about the strength that comes from persistence, perseverance, by being patient and giving yourself grace and understanding, all of those things that are more on the feminine energy side, that divine feminine energy. So here, that's what I see for that. And in terms of the future as well, we're talking about the Page of Pentacles right here. You could be attracting someone new for those of you who are looking for new love. Could be an earth sign of some kind. But also it is saying here with this Page of Pentacles, you are relearning how to be stable. Learning how to stabilize your emotions in a certain way. Again, healing from any past pain. And also just learning how to stabilize and control. That's all about control here with these pentacles. Something where you're trying to use that earth energy to make something solid. So here it's saying you're learning how to make a strong foundation in your emotional realm, your emotional health. So there's a lot of new learning here that's going to happen. There's a lot of new wisdom and lessons that you will learn, again, from this major arcana of strength. By being patient with yourself, being understanding with yourself, you will learn grace. You will learn how to handle your emotions when they do get out of hand and they do get out of control, because that happens with emotions. That happens with anyone when they're faced with some type of challenge or some type of conflict. So here it's going to help you stabilize all of that and learn how to make things very grounded and secure once more. Even more so, let's move on to some more cards for clarification. I kind of see here, excuse me, this card talking about outcomes or just more clarification. Underneath that Two of Cups here reversed, we see here material trouble. This Five of Pentacles energy right here. So, as I said, it could be two ways. It doesn't necessarily have to mean love, but if anyone had any type of separation from their job, even having to leave a job or having trouble finding their career path or anything like that, making enough money to pay bills or their daily responsibilities, anything like that. We're talking about material trouble here. So here, that Pentacle energy, also reflective with that Page of Pentacles. There could be something here where there was a separation of some kind, not necessarily love, that could have caused some material trouble. But also here in the imagery as well with this Five of Pentacles, it could be saying also, if this is a relationship reading and that does resonate with you, being put out in the cold, being like abandoned in some sense, left to your own devices in very harsh environments. Here it's saying that you may have gone through that in a relationship also. Furthermore, underneath this the Strength card, we have this Five of Wands here. The fives are always kind of tricky with the tarot because it talks about imbalance, talking about challenges and all this other stuff. But underneath the Strength, we have the Five of Wands as well. Even more fiery energy on top of this Leo energy of the Strength card. So here it's talking about strife. I believe that's the word that was said. Yes, strife underneath it. So here it's talking about, again, facing those very raw, real emotions that really are going to get down to the core of the problem, the root of any type of conflict you may have had from the past. Again, any type of separation, whether it be something with your career and job or something romantic, one or the other. But here that strife is saying that it's kind of like fire is a purification. You know, it purifies metals, it purifies all types of things. And so it's kind of like you're being put through the fire. The universe is putting you through the fire to purify you, to kind of release any type of old baggage, any old trauma, any old pain of any kind, and is ready to make you purified into something more concrete, something more stable, as I said before with that earth energy. And even touching upon that even more, now we have the Nine of Pentacles right here. We have, what does it say? Material gain. So you go from material trouble to material gain. If this is a financial reading or a career reading for any of you, it's saying that you are going to have a new opportunity of some kind, where you can start to feel more abundant, where you start to feel more wealth of some kind. Also, it just could be financial, excess of money, all this other stuff, something where you're going to feel abundance. In a relationship type of reading, again, as I said, you could be attracting someone new that will make you feel abundant, that will make you feel the abundance of the more emotional fulfillment that you possibly are looking for in relationships. Again, so you have this Nine of Pentacles energy right here saying that you are going to move into abundance from this material loss, from this strife. And as I said before, this really does reflect with these other cards saying you have a loss in a relationship of some kind. You're learning to find your strength again. And now you will have the opportunity to find stability and security once more. So let's move on, pull out some more cards. Let's see, let's pull some of these cards from this deck right here. What do we got? Action, abandon, clarity. Okay. Here, okay. The one I want to touch on first is this, abandon. So here it's almost saying with some of these, some of those feelings, it's almost saying, as I said, with that purification of the fire energy that you may have or have to go through, being put to the test, having to run or being put through that fire. It's kind of saying for you to abandon anything that doesn't serve you anymore. Abandon anything that is holding you back, causes you a lot of pain, that puts you in that raw emotional state. So be careful of that because, well, not really be careful of it, but just be aware of it. So that when you know that this is not something that serves me, this is something that keeps on bringing me back to the past pain that no longer is my present moment. Yes, the present moment may hurt a little bit, but I'm not in that situation anymore. So here it's asking you to abandon that as well. It's saying here action. I think there's something here in terms of this healing process, you have to take action in terms of not running away from the process, or not suppressing the process or ignoring it in a certain way. This is saying, for some of you, this does resonate, whatever separation this was, whether it be from a job or some type of relationship, is asking you to take that action inward, to look at the problems or any of the emotions that really hurt you or cause you pain, and is asking you to face it with courage, with valor, with integrity, and understand that it is for a purpose. Again, that Strength card is major arcana. The purpose here is to strengthen and empower you at the end of the day. At the end of this process, it's going to help you tame those emotions. Remember, that is the bigger picture. So there is supposed to help you do all of that, and the only way you can do it is by going through. Again, the action card has that arrow that points straight forward or straight up, whichever way you want to see it. But the only way through any type of real problem that really is worthwhile, that's worth trying to fix, you can only go through it. You can't go around it. You can't just circumvent it or whatever it is. You have to go through it. You have to go through that fire, if you will. Also, we have clarity. So here, as I said before, with this strength, it will provide clarity. With this purification, it will provide clarity. Here with that fire energy, it does exactly that. Fire lights up a room. Fire lights up the area, lights up the shadow. You bring light into the shadow, so it will give clarity to those darker parts, those more heavy, big emotions that we sometimes feel. So as you go through a healing process, you have to dig through those kind of shadowy aspects of yourself. But by doing so, you are feeding the fire of light within you. You're finding clarity, and you're starting to see again what serves you and what doesn't, and that way you will be able to know what to abandon, as I said before, and what to keep in mind of, what to be aware of for the future, so that you will be more open for love, or you will be open to more opportunities where you can gain more stability, abundance, financial gain, whatever it is. So let's pull these cards from your stack and see what else they have to say. Let's see. Getting that a lot. I love that. Okay. Yeah, I got these two already. Okay. To be fair, I've been getting this a lot in a lot of the healing readings that have been coming up and some of the other tarot videos I've been doing. But again, it's about fairness. When we come across pain, sometimes it's easy for us to just take all that pain and put it on our shoulders, saying it's all our fault. Like, why am I like this? Why do I do this to myself, etc.? Those things are something to be aware of. Sure, we all make choices. But also you have to be fair, because in love or any type of relationship, even with a job, even with an employer or workplace, it's a relationship. It takes two people to tango, you know? So you have to understand to be fair to yourself as you're going through this healing process. Is saying to yourself, take accountability for the things that are your responsibility. Everything else that may not be your responsibility, others' reactions, their shortcomings, etc., let that be on them. Be fair to yourself. Again, with that strength card, you can only tame these emotions by being patient with yourself, being understanding, being fair with yourself. That's something where that's true strength right there. To face something so raw where you can go off the rails. Anyone can go off the rails with really intense emotions and go off the deep end. But if you can have a perspective of fairness and understanding, it'll help make that process a lot easier and give you the clarity that you need. Orphaned. This came up in another reading as well. Again, there's something here saying with this 5 of Pentacles energy and this 2 of Cups energy, where it's kind of saying like you are abandoned in a certain sense. I have a feeling for some of you this does resonate, whether it be in relationship, could be leaving a certain relationship, whether that person broke up with you or them. It could leave you feeling abandoned in some sense, or orphaned rather. And also it is also saying that in terms of a job as well, if you were let off or let go, or if you had to choose a different career path, sometimes it can make you feel orphaned in that you're left to your own devices as well. Sometimes without an explanation, sometimes without a real reason. Sometimes with jobs especially, sometimes the company just goes under and that's out of your control, you know? So here, that's something to consider as well. It's funny that orphaned and abandoned landed right on top of each other. So I think, and it lands right on top of the strength card as well. So I think these are the 2 big emotions that you might be starting to face, is any type of abandonment issues, or being left out in the cold, or anything like that, being left to your own devices without really having a clear explanation, not enough clarity on the other party's point of view. It could be left with a lot of questions that you may have to answer alone or figure out, or even accept that you may not get the answers that you really need for closure. So sometimes that is very difficult, because especially if a person wants to completely close off communication, that could be very difficult, especially during a breakup or with a job even, without getting a true reason as to why you were left to your own devices. So there, I think landing right on top of that strength card, I think those are some of the big emotions to keep aware of when you're going through that. Here we also talk about the last card, deep knowing. Talking about deep knowing, again, getting to know yourself. As I said, diving into the depths of your emotion, getting down to the root cause of a lot of pain and stuff like that, and really digging that up, bringing it to the surface for examination and analysis, and then letting go of the things that do not serve you. So there is asking you to really dive deep, to know yourself on a much deeper level, because by doing so, as I said with that strength card, it will empower you. It will give you strength. It will heal you. It will make you feel so much stronger, and also allow yourself to have much more understanding for any type of conflict, any strife that comes into your life. You will start to learn the wisdom from the pain, and not just think it's just random circumstantial pain. You will start to learn the lesson from it. Again, major arcana, strength card, right in the middle of your reading. I think this is the wisdom that you will learn from the strength card here, to be empowered, to make sense of the pain and find the lesson from it. So here also you pulled out the opaline that talks about connecting with psychic knowledge and intuition. So I think there's something here with that deep knowing being that final card of yours. Is talking about connecting with your higher self, connecting with your most genuine self. And by trusting this process, it is helping you become more intuitive, connecting with the universe. By connecting with yourself on a deep level, you're connecting with the universe, because you are the universe. You are your universe on the microcosm. So here it is saying by doing so, you're connecting so much more with yourself, and then you are also connecting with higher knowledge about your future self, your highest self, all that type of stuff. So this is kind of what I see for all of you in pile number 1, a deep journey of healing in terms of either a separation with either job, career, or even a relationship of some kind. But understand that there are opportunities with this Page of Pentacles and this Nine of Pentacles, saying that there is abundance coming if you go through this process, if you go through the fire and you allow yourself to be purified. By doing so, you will get deep knowledge, you will get understanding, and you will get empowerment from it. So that's kind of what I see. I hope this resonated with some of you. If it did, make sure to click that like button, leave me a comment, and don't forget to subscribe as well. Thank you so much, guys. Again, thanks for watching and joining my channel. I will see you soon. Goodbye. Hello, so this is for all of you who have chosen pile number 2 as the pile that resonated with you the most. So let's pull out some cards and see what they may have to say for you in terms of messages from the universe. What do you need to know right now? Oops, I don't need those. I'm going to use this pile. Whoopsie. I always pull from different decks. I got too many decks right here. Okay. So let's see. Wonderful. Oh, I love this. Okay. So, talking about the possible past that you may have been through, we got the Seven of Wands here. So there's something here telling me that maybe you may have given up in a certain sense. In terms of a certain action or type, or trying to really change, making a pivot and change a course of action or path in some type of way. I can also see here with love, we got the Lovers right in the middle here. So this could be in terms of your love life, could be in terms of how you view love, or how you've been approaching a certain situation with someone, or just how you approach love in general. So here it's saying that maybe you've been going down a certain path where it really wasn't working out for you. And now it says, as the universe was saying, to take a different direction, take a different route. There's too much conflict here, and not just because you meet conflict doesn't mean you give up, but I think it really was the perfect decision to change paths in a certain sense, because it maybe really was, you've done it enough where you've seen enough, enough results to say that this isn't for me, in a way that you're saying it without ego. You're saying it very objectively and not getting caught up in the emotions with it. But you've really said to yourself, okay, this is not working out. I need to make a change. Here I see the Lovers. I think by making this change, it says 2 things. Not only self-love for yourself. You know, there's something here to say that if you've been making a lot of effort towards yourself and your personal goals, whatever it may be, and you realize that it was not working out for you, you had to choose something that was for your higher, better good. Something that was deep within your subconscious, deep within your deep knowing of yourself, to know that I need to make a different path and different change. And here you've learned to love as well. In a relationship type of reading, of course, I'm going to talk about relationships when the lovers come up, but here it's saying that when you are approaching love in some type of sense, maybe that you have learned that from changing this approach, changing this even course of action, you have opened yourself up to love once more. Even some of you may maybe have found new love. Maybe it's in the present moment here, especially, not only being able to be open to new love, seeing the opportunities of love, putting yourself out there again. I have a feeling for some of you that you really have actually found someone that you are interested in, maybe started dating people again, starting to really connect with others once more. On top of that, another beautiful card we also see here in the outcome type of a future type of reading here, we see the Three of Cups here as well. We're talking about celebration. So here, whether you found love in yourself or with someone else, or just putting yourself out there and you are trusting in the process of love once more, it is something to be celebrated. To love yourself, of course, that's number one to celebrate, because that's not something a lot of people do. People will always try and find validation from others in order to find this type of love. But the true type of love that is unconditional, that is deep and actually can heal, sometimes comes from ourselves. And it should always come from ourselves at the end of the day, because sometimes not everyone is responsible to provide that type of love for you. Only you can provide that type of love for yourself. So that's something to be celebrated. In terms of if you're finding a new relationship, it looks like there could be some success here. You could find someone new. You could find a potential partner, a potential mate, whoever it is that actually celebrates you, and that your love is something to be celebrated as well. So here that can kind of see that in terms of that reading, that there is a lot of good things in terms of past strife or past conflict that didn't work out, and then you eventually made it work, which is awesome. That's really cool. The fact that you knew to change direction because you knew yourself well enough to do something in a loving aspect where you knew what was the correct direction to go. And now the universe is saying now is the time to celebrate that. What else do we have? We have the Nine of Cups here. So here, it almost seems like this landed underneath the Seven of Wands here reversed. So this Nine of Cups was saying that there was something very emotional that you were working toward. This approach was to make something, to get this emotional fulfillment, if you will. Nine of Cups is almost talking about like a wish type of card, getting a lot of abundance emotionally. So here is kind of saying that you were working towards something, toward this emotional fulfillment. And it didn't work out in a certain way, so you had to change it in order to make this wish happen. And of course, as I said before, it looks like you have made it happen in a certain sense, which is beautiful. So here it's talking about, it says material happiness. So material, not necessarily saying finances or anything like that. I don't see anything here with career finances. It's mostly saying material in terms of, I feel like manifesting happiness in this material realm, this 3D dimension, all that type of stuff. So here, all those cups are overflowing. This man who's sitting among them, he's able to enjoy each overflowing cup and to have that emotional abundance. So I think that's something that you are really working toward, whether it be a passion project, a course of action to make goals happen, or just generally love, as I said with that Lover's card. Here, we got the Eight of Pentacles as well. This card says prudence. So here it's saying that you did the work. Especially with the Lover's card, it's saying you made it happen. There's something here that's saying you did the work for yourself. And also you just did the diligence needed to make it happen. So there's a certain mastery here in terms of your emotional stability, your emotional wealth and abundance, etc. I think you have worked, for some of you, this does resonate. I think you knew to work on yourself enough to master yourself and master your being, master who you are, to make yourself more prepared for love in a certain sense. So even that Seven of Wands energy, it's saying that you did the work in order to really change, make a big change to make you more receptive to love in your life. This card also lands underneath the Lovers as well. So here it shows that you really worked toward this love. You really worked to be available, to be more open to it and to see the opportunity of love in your life. So you did the work, and now it almost seems like you are reaping the benefits from it. Again, with that Three of Cups energy as well. We also have the Hanged Man here as well. Love the Hanged Man because it's telling me another major arcana card here. I think by doing this process, you have learned a new enlightenment in a certain way. I think this plays into, as I said, with that Eight of Pentacles energy, that you have done the work, and that takes a very conscious pause. of not putting your energy out there and using it for yourself in order to get a new perspective, possibly on love or whatever it is that you are working toward. This hangman energy is saying that this person put themselves in this position to see the world from a different view. I think that was the change of course and action that some of you may have taken, if this does resonate, where you really changed a course of action by taking a pause and really reflecting on things, reflecting kind of what you want out of love or whatever goal that you wanted to make happen. And then from that, you use that new enlightenment, that new perspective to guide you to where you are now, where you are more available with love in your life, and also it's something to be celebrated as well. So here that lands underneath that Three of Cups energy right there. So by doing this process, that is also something to be celebrated. You know, in this world where everything is so fast and everyone is always on the go, you know, it seems kind of counterintuitive to take a pause and take time for yourself when you feel like things need to be done now. So you probably had the higher wisdom and higher knowledge, as I said before, to love yourself and say, no, I need to learn what I want out of this in order to really make the correct decision or find the correct course of action from it. So let's pull out some more cards and see what we got. Let's see. Oh, love that. Oh, what did I say? Yes. Oh, okay, got it. So here, first card. Well, I'm going to do this one actually here. So here, as I said with the Seven of Wands, you know, you may have come across a lot of conflict when it came to making this goal happen. And by doing so, you didn't give up, but changing the course of action is not giving up. That means you had to strategically and tactically think about how to make something happen in your life. That takes wisdom. So here, that perseverance, it's saying by taking that course of action, by changing that course of action rather, that shows perseverance because you didn't give up. You actually made a smarter decision. You took ego out of the equation and you decided to say, listen, I need to find a better way of doing this. I need to work smarter, not harder. I can't force these things. I can't force love into my life. I can't force someone to love me. So here I had to find a way to find out where does love lie? What do I want out of love? And how do I make it happen? So here, that takes wisdom to make that happen. Again, I'm going to go backwards even. We have vision. So as I said, with that hanged man energy, that vision, you had to take a pause to see the world from a different perspective. You had to see a vision. What was the card? Yeah, here. You had to see a vision from a different perspective in order to understand what was the bigger picture that you wanted from trying to attain a certain goal. To attain a certain, by doing all these actions to attain what it is that you wanted. So by doing that, by changing courses and by taking that pause, you increase the long-term vision, the bigger picture of what it is that you wanted. And that provided you with a lot of clarity and also a lot of focus, because then that says to yourself, okay, that's what I want. Then I have to head down this road. I have to change my course of action. Finally, we have miracle. Love this because I see it with the Lovers card as well. You see the sun above these lovers. You know, these two people connect and it creates a very holy union above with that angel and also the sun behind it. I see that here with the sun rising with this miracle, whether it be self-love, whether it be attaining a goal, whether it be finding love with another person, all of that is miraculous. So here that's saying from the universe, it is saying that there is a miracle from all of this. There's a miracle from knowing yourself. There's a miracle from perseverance. And there's a miracle just from working on yourself and doing what is needed and trusting in what you want, because you know that deep down that is something that your soul needs. And by doing so, by trusting the universe and going through those challenges and facing them with tactical strategy and knowing yourself, you're able to make miracles happen. Because why? Because you are the creator of your reality. And by knowing yourself and by knowing it is what it is that you want, you can make things happen. You can manifest things. And that is a miracle. That is what life is about. So let's pull out some more cards from your stack right here. Let's see what we got. Love that. Oh, that's funny. Love that. Okay. Here, heard. Okay, so this lands right on top of that Seven of Wands energy. So as I said before, if you're met with conflict and you felt you had to take a certain route, a different route, it said time to go. So here it's almost saying, even with the universe, you know, this message was saying that what you had to do, it worked out for you in the end. You know, you knew when it was time to change routes and to not give up, but give up a certain course of action and to take up a new one. So that's even more validation right there, saying that it was time to go. Chop the wood. That's funny because I almost see here, as I said, there's something here that is talking about you took care of yourself. This lands on top of the column with the 8 of Pentacles here, as I said, by working on yourself. When someone chops wood, they're collecting wood for the winter. They are taking care of themselves, so they are taken care of during the cold. They can always make a fire, to cook, to be warm, etc., to heat their home, all of those things. So that is very much like this 8 of Pentacles energy here, where it is saying that you had to do the diligent work. You know, it could be repetitive. It could be sometimes boring, you know, but it ultimately is serving you in the end. So chopping the wood, I can almost see here, was kind of saying you had to do what was needed, even though it could be boring sometimes. It could be a little lonely sometimes, whatever it is. But you did what was needed in order to take care of yourself. Finally, we got mending. Here, I almost see here 2 things. Really here, I almost see mending in terms of like with the lovers right here. It's saying like 2 people are coming together. You're being mended together. Like kind of like your heart is being mended. And by doing so, it's like 2 different people are coming together because of it. 2 hearts are becoming one. So that's kind of what I see here with that in terms of mending. There's a lot of healing that might have gone on. I'm sure when you had to change your course of action, for those that this resonates with, by changing that course of action, maybe it took an emotional toll and it probably was not easy, but you learned how to heal from it quick. You know, you knew what you needed to do in order to heal quick and also make the correct decisions, where you became more available and you found and achieved the goals that you needed to achieve. So here, and also let me pull out the stone here. So you got the black kyanite here as well. It's a grounding stone, stone of protection. So here it's also with chakra alignment as well. So it's kind of saying here, as I said, you knew who you are. When all of your chakras are in alignment and you are grounded, you are not distracted by emotion, by thought, any of those things that can cause doubt, fear, illusions, etc. When you're grounded, you are in reality. Your feet are on the ground. And as I said, when you're grounded, you know yourself. You aren't easily distracted in one way or the other. When you are grounded, you know yourself. So here, I think that is indicative of that as well. When you are in true alignment with yourself, you know exactly what to do and what actions to take in order to get the goals that you want. So that's kind of what I see here for all of you in pile number 2 in terms of messages from the universe. So I think there's a lot of beautiful things here in terms of, you know, you've made things happen. You have love at your doorstep. You have things to celebrate. You've gone through a big healing journey and you've learned to trust your intuition and the flow of the universe. So those are all wonderful things. You're in a place of real manifestation right now. So use that to your benefit completely. If this did resonate with you, make sure to click that like button. Also leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe, because I would love to keep in touch for future videos. Other than that, that's all I got for you. So thanks again for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Goodbye. Hello, for those of you who pick pile number 3, this reading is going to be for you. So let's pick out some cards and see what messages the universe may have for you at this current moment. For December 2023, all that fun stuff. Let's see. Okay. Wow, okay. Okay, so let's start off. We got 2 major arcana here right now. So let's start off here. We got the Death card. Again, this is it could be a very scary card for some of you, but it's talking about transformation. There's something here, especially saying, I'm going to pull out this card here in terms of, also in terms of clarification, but you've gone through a certain transformation, being a major arcana card here, right here. You had to let parts of yourself that no longer served you die, to let go of certain pain from the past, and to really understand that it no longer serves you, and it doesn't define who you are now. It doesn't make sense with who you are now. In the back of this card as well, you can see a sun rising in the background over here. So this sun rising is almost saying that there's a new day dawning. You know, time moves us forward. The world and time do not stop for anyone. So here, by making the most of that time, making the most of your energy, by really diving deep and embracing this transformation process, you are able to move on into someone more authentic and genuine to yourself. By letting go of certain situations from the past, whether it be with any type of relationship, any type of job, financial distress, you know, health problems, anything like that. By learning how to address those things and let them go, you're transforming yourself into someone new. It's funny here. Okay, we also got the Hierophant as well. It's funny because I'm not sure if you can see this right here. You have almost like a priest popely figure, like almost in front of the death card right there. And you have here the Hierophant as well, another popely figure as well. So here, it's talking about convention in a certain sense, talking about tradition. For some of you, you may be attracting someone into your life, if this may be a relationship reading, if that does resonate with you. But it's talking about taking a more conventional route in life by understanding, by maybe following the rules a little bit, playing by the book, if you will. It is something that will help you. It will help you. It will help guide you in a certain sense. I have a feeling with this death card, as you came into yourself and you had a clean slate, you know, sometimes with many creative people, especially artists, there's nothing scarier than the blank canvas because sometimes it is just too much freedom. So that happens sometimes with the transformation process. When we let things go that really defined us, it can be a little scary and a little jarring, because we don't know who we are at this current moment. And that's the beauty of it too. Very scary, but also we create who we want to be in that current moment as well. I think here with this convention card of the Hierophant, it's talking about taking knowledge that has already been pre-existing, following in the steps of other people who you want to emulate or who you want to be in a certain sense, by following those footsteps and learning from those people who have lived the life that you kind of want to live. It kind of gives you a blueprint and also footsteps to follow in. So with this Hierophant energy, it's kind of saying that you've learned how to let things go in the past, and now in your current moment, you're trying to figure out who you are by using conventional means, you know, maybe reading a lot more books on things you want to achieve, learning again, as I said, from other people, also talking to a lot of people and learning from secondhand experience, you know, taking their stories, asking them questions about that you want answered from your own journey, about who you want to be as well. Helping to help by asking other people gives you an idea of where it is or how it is to achieve what it is you want to achieve as well, in terms of who you want to be down the line. Talking about two major arcanas here, so these are more bigger, long-term decisions to be made. So who you want to be down the road in 3 to 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you know, because to make things happen and to become those people, I'm sure it didn't take a day or two. For many of the most successful people, they got to go through a lot of the hardships. As I said, with this death card, they have to go through a lot of pain in order to find the true pleasure of being a genuine, most authentic self. So I think that's something I can see with that. In terms of here, we got the Queen of Cups here reversed as well. I think here this talks, again, back to that death card, as you are figuring yourself out, is asking for also your emotional nurturing side to come out as well. To really get in touch with your emotions, because as you're going through it, as I said, it could be scary, it could be painful to go through that letting go process, and also going through the growing pains of becoming a new person, becoming the person who you are meant to be. This is asking you to keep your emotions in mind. With the Queen of Cups energy, it's asking you to really make sure you don't lose touch with your emotions. As you're going through it, you're going to find new and exciting things. You're going to feel very good about yourself, but also do a few check-ins every once in a while. Make sure that you're emotionally okay, that you're not spreading yourself thin or giving too much of yourself to other people as you are learning this. And also to make sure that if you are following in the steps of other people and learning from other people, you're not just copy pasting yourself. You know, you have a depth to you. And especially if you are Scorpio or any of those water signs, you know, especially with that death card, I say Scorpio specifically, but you could be anyone. But it's saying that ultimately, don't lose touch with your emotional depth and who you are. In the depths of your emotions, you know, in your intuition and your instinct and your gut feelings about who you are. Even if you're following in someone else's footsteps, if you understand that what they did is not necessarily what you want to do, follow that. Follow that, because that is saying that that there's something else different, that your path is going to be somewhat different, but that's going to make it so much more special and unique to you. So with that Queen of Cups energy, it's saying don't forget to nurture your emotions, and don't forget to honor your emotions, to love your emotions, to show love for yourself as you're going through this process, because it could be scary. So make sure to do a few check-ins and to love yourself. So clarification cards here. Underneath the death card, we got the 6 of Swords here. So it's talking about earned success. So here, as I said before, with the 6 of Swords, you have changed something in your life where you had to let something go. In this card, you see this woman on a boat with all these swords around her. She is moving from one end of the shore across this river to another. And she's moving to better land, better shores, grass is greener on the other side type of thing. You had to learn. This is a card of transition. Again, the death card as well, card of transformation. So I have a feeling here it's saying that you are in a time of transition into being your most authentic self. So here it is saying that you might find some difficulties and challenges, as I said before, going through those waters. The waters can be choppy, but as I said with that Queen of Cups energy, make sure you don't lose touch of yourself and your emotional health here as well, because that is what is going to guide you to those new shores. You have to cross through the waters in order to get there. What else do we have? We have the Queen of Wands here. This comes underneath the Hierophant, so I have a feeling in terms of the person that you're trying to figure out to be, you want to have this Queen of Wands energy, someone who is just so self-assured, someone who is just magnetic, someone who is very attractive in how they carry themselves. Their demeanor is super charismatic. If you are a fire sign, any of those, this could possibly relate to you, but there's a certain warmth as well. So here, in terms of the Hierophant energy underneath there, in terms of becoming your most authentic self, I could see you trying to be this type of person, someone who just doesn't need anyone else's validation, where people are attracted to you because of how you carry yourself, because you share the stories of what you've been through, and how you've turned, your shadow into light in a certain sense. As with this death card, it deals a lot with shadow and a lot of heavy emotions, the darkness, but then also this Queen of Wands energy says, I've learned how to find my light through that darkness, and that gives you balance, that gives you centeredness. Also, we got the Three of Wands as well, established strength. So here I think this is also reflecting off of that Six of Swords energy here, that going through this process of transition, you will find strength. Here with the Three of Wands, you've already made it to a certain milestone, and you're able to look back on how far you've come, and now you're able to really continue on the journey that you're going through. As you're looking back to who you were, or what you had to let go of in order to become this clean slate, it gives you so many options and so many paths to take now. As I said before, when you are learning to be your most genuine self, it gives you a lot of options in terms of creating and manifesting who you want, creating the reality that you want, getting to know yourself, and being able to express that person, to give that person form and substance. So let's pull out some more cards and see what we got. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, that's funny. Love that. Okay. Okay, here. Okay, let's start off with this card. Number one, introspection. So here, as I said, when you're going through this new journey of learning how to be yourself, it's going to take, and this landed right on top of the Queen of Cups energy reversed. Again, don't forget your emotional needs. In the depths and dark of your emotion, you will find out who you are. So don't forget to do those check-ins and practice a little introspection, a little bit more reflection and contemplation during your downtime, maybe before you go to bed, maybe during the day when you have to daydream a little bit, that type of thing. Somewhere where you can kind of think and understand that as you are learning who you are and what you want to become, understand if it is in true alignment with your deeper needs and your deeper knowing. To piggyback off of that, we got awareness. This lands on top of the Hierophant. So here, as I said, be careful of copy paste. It takes awareness, using this third eye to see, to see really who you are and to know who you are. So there's something here with this awareness, is asking for the bigger picture, is asking what is it that you want to achieve? Who is it that you want to become on the most deepest sense for you? You can always, as I said, follow in the footsteps of others, but understand that you have a journey that is unique to you. You have steps that need to be taken that only you can take and that you can conquer and you can achieve. So there is asking you to really be understanding of that, because you are unique, you are special. I think all these cards are saying here, where it's really asking you to embrace how different you are. Through this process of letting go and figuring out who you are. Serenity, finally. This goes on top of the Death card. as this letting go process is happening, it almost seems like the serenity of death, you know, like having a peaceful death in a certain sense. So here it's saying with serenity, by letting all of those things go that don't serve you, letting go of past pain, relationships, or even just past versions of yourself that no longer serve you, it is going to provide serenity, because as I said before, those versions are not applicable in the present moment anymore. Those are things that have happened, that have run their course, and now it's time for you to be free of them, to be free of the shackles that bind us to the past, so that you can find serenity in your current moment. Here, let's pull out some more cards. What do we got? Round and round. Got it. Breathe. Yin. Okay. It's funny, these cards came up again for another one. No matter how many times I shuffle these decks, the same freaking cards come up. It's crazy. So round and round. So here, this comes up on top of the death card as well. This one I feel like talks about cycles, you know, that certain cycles have to be completed, you know, otherwise we get stuck in cyclical thinking or cyclical behavior. So round and round, it almost comes back to that Wheel of Fortune energy, where life turns, life continues. As I said, life does not stop for anyone. Very much like the yin yang symbol as well. That is always evolving, always changing, one into the other. You know, so I have a feeling with this landing on top of the death card is saying a certain cycle has finally completed. Life has moved you around and forward until finally that cycle is done, and now it's continuing to move you forward in a new direction, in a new way. Here we have the breathe card as well. So here, this lands on top of awareness. I have a feeling there's something here saying with, if you have any type of spiritual practice, to really practice meditation of any kind, to increase your awareness, and to do breath work as well. Doing that breathing process will calm the mind, calm the heart, calm the body in general, and it will allow a certain clarity and openness to exist in you, where you can understand and express who you are in a more calm way, without taking on too many people's energies or thinking you have to follow in someone else's footsteps to the T. So here, as you go through that process, by breathing and allowing yourself to go through this process with a calm sense of mind, will allow you to become more authentic. Again, we have the yin here. Yin, as I said, with the yin yang symbol, as I said with round and round, yin, it means that you worked with the darker parts, the dark feminine energy of yin energy. That is the death card right here. So here you've used the yin energy to your advantage. You've used this letting go transformation process and to really open up your world to infinite possibilities, to become exactly what you want to be at this current moment. So here it almost says that you've learned how to turn your dark into light. You've learned a certain shadow work, and you've learned transformation in a certain sense. So by using that yin energy, you are able to create something new in your life, something better. As I said, you go from the circle where you go from maybe on the bottom of that Wheel of Fortune where it could be dark, back to the top of that Wheel of Fortune where you're back in the light. Here you also chose the turquoise here. Talks about communication. So I can see that here, as I said, with the Hierophant, trying to talk and follow with people who fit the mold that you want to kind of work with. You know, I think here is asking really to reach out to people, talk to people who you admire, people that you want, or mentors, or anyone that you kind of follow, or anything like that, to really understand what steps are needed to become a version of what you admire. Also, turquoise talks about serenity as well. And that card came up here, right here. So it talks about serenity. As I said before, by letting go of things that do not serve you and old versions of yourself, you are becoming serene. It gave you a peace of mind. And that's, I think that is the biggest thing here, is that you have such unlimited potential right now to become whatever you want. And I think, as I said, it could be very overwhelming, but at the same time, in that open space, you have to find that serenity and understand that the universe is doing this for you, is doing it to help you become more authentic and to bring you into center with yourself as well. So that's kind of what I see for all of you wonderful people who chose pile number 3. If this did resonate, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me a comment as well. Would love that. I love seeing your comments. And also, please consider subscribing for future tarot card readings. But other than that, that's all I got for you right now. So thank you again so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you soon. Goodbye.